Hello, this is RunningRobert, and today we're talking about the Geron Corporation GERN fourth quarter 2024 summary. Today is the 27th of February 2025, and we are going to talk about the bloodbath that happened yesterday. So I generally follow small cap pharma. I do some games. I do a little bit of everything. So if you like what I'm doing, hey, please like and subscribe. It helps a lot, and thank you. Disclaimer is, unfortunately, I do have shares that I bought at $3. Looked good a month ago, not so much now. But I did buy some options for March at $1.50. I got them for 10 cents an option or $10 an option. So I am perfectly fine with this buy. They're already very green. Hopefully they'll stay that way. I'm an amateur investor, and any advice given should be followed up by your own due diligence, and information given is valid for today, the 27th of February, and the slideshow will not be updated. But as we get new news and new quarterly reports, new slideshows. So what happened? Okay, so there's two major marks that affected the stock today. Revenues for the end of the fourth quarter and start of quarter one. The quote is, "We have observed flatness." So sales bottomed out. And you're like, wait a minute. Sales went from 28 million to 47 million. That's looking pretty positive, but apparently they have stopped growing at this point. So we're just going to have to see kind of what happens. We're going to talk about a little bit later in the video to kind of give a full detailed analysis of it. And then, of course, phase 3 trial, which was on track to be read in 2026, 2027, has now been pushed off to the second half of 2026 and the second half of 2028. So that's about a year plus delay. So approval would not come until very late in 2029 or 2030. So again, with those two news, that hurt. Is hurt for day. The end of year updates, really, the company had 47 million in revenues in quarter four compared to 28.2. So that does look positive, but there you go. 270 to 285 is a 2025 expecting operating expenses. That breaks down to about 71.25 per quarter. The net loss for this quarter was about 25 million, and cash at the end of the year was about 500 million. So overall, just looking at this part, it's not terrible. But again, if you're not going to get any more sales and you're going to be spending 71 million, that might be a problem for a little bit. But let's talk about the flatness. So now it's normal for quarter ones to be poor. I've seen it in the industry 100 times. Most people do not compare the quarter fours to quarter ones or the quarter twos to quarter one because they just don't look, it just looks weird. It's not good. So mostly it's because you have a lot of people who are getting new insurance at the beginning of the year, having to go through a lot of that paperwork. And then there's a backlog for doctor visits due to the holidays. And it was said to start after Thanksgiving. Looking at the calendar, this is not the only company that I've heard this for. So obviously they had 3 weeks after Thanksgiving. And then most people like myself probably took 2 weeks off and you didn't get back to the 5th of January, which created some kind of slowdown. Now, if revenue has really bottomed out at 50 million, we definitely have a problem. That's 100%. But the slowdown of sales isn't surprising with the larger company on the market. GERN got all the low-hanging fruits. They're done. And now we're going to have to fight for more market share. So pretty much, everyone who had no other option said, "Oh, I'll take this drug." That helped sales a lot. But now we have to kind of fight to get that second line in there. And so that is kind of where we're going to be. And then delay, it's just that. It's one of the issues with using patient survival as your metric, is that if enrollment slows down or fewer people die quickly because the drug is working, it can cause a delay in results. So this is not saying that this is going to be positive, but it definitely gives you a little bit more of a warm and fuzzy that, based on they're seeing slower patient deaths, they're not going to have their analysis till later. So they have a set mark when a certain percentage dies to go into it. Until you reach those marks, there's nothing that's going to be done. So that's not surprising and maybe slightly bullish, but you'd lose a year. So definitely bearish in that case. So is all lost? No. The company has plenty of time to right the ship and could be done by getting either sales back on track or cutting costs to extend the cash runway. The company is close to 500 million and a $25 million burn rate. I do not expect it to go that much more than 25 million based on their operating expenses. So if, again, they cut back some cost and maybe they only operate at a 240 million and now you're only about 10 million off, then you have cash forever. Not forever, but you get the idea. So there's definitely a lot of ways they can do it. Or if they just get sales back on track and sales get to 60 or 70 million, you're in good shape. So that's really kind of what we're going to be waiting for. So summary, pretty much, this is a lot on me. I've pretty much told you my summary. I think you know how I feel about the company. So I might increase my position based on the news. I will be using those options to cash them in. This has definitely moved up to a medium risk, high reward. Again, we were at 3 or 450 not that long ago. We could get back there with good sales. And so this has definitely moved to maybe a higher reward, but definitely more risk to it. And of course, since I bought a 3, I am not going to be disposing of those shares. I'm probably going to look, like I said, to increase my position and lower my cost value. And this is still going to be a very long-term hold for me. So hopefully this information helped get you some information about what happened today. Maybe you understand a little bit better. So thank you very much for watching and listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day.